Missouri Republican Senator Roy Blunt joins us. He is on the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator, good to see you. Are there enough votes? Are there enough votes to pass this bipartisan deal on expanded background checks? And will you vote in favor of it?
You know, I don't know if there are enough votes or not. I will not be voting for this. I think it potentially could lead to a gun registry, which I'm not for. And we're not currently enforcing the background checks we have on the books now. There was a heated exchange recently between Senator Graham and a police chief about, do you follow up if you find out that people aren't able to buy a weapon on the background check system now? I think what Senator Manchin said, and by the way, I want to encourage he and Senator Toomey both to have the kind of effort they're making to work together to find solutions. But as he said just a moment ago, this wouldn't have prevented any of the things that we're talking about now. It wouldn't have prevented Sandy Hook. It wouldn't have prevented Aurora, Colorado. It wouldn't have prevented Tucson. I'd rather see us focus our efforts on mental health and areas where we actually might have the potential to prevent the things that just happened.
But you said one of your objections, or your main objection, is really that you're fearful that this will lead to a federal gun registry. Well, Senator Toomey, your Republican colleague who negotiated this bipartisan deal with Manchin, insists it will not in any way lead to a gun registry.
Well, and that's his point of view, and it's one that may have validity. Just last week, it was determined that the state of Missouri, my state, had given 167,000 concealed carry permit information on 160,000 people to of all federal agencies, the Social Security Administration. Once you get these lists out there, once you have a gun dealer keeping lists for lots of other people, the only way that works, frankly, I think, is if you keep the paper, and if you keep the paper, eventually somebody's going to ask for it.
Yeah. The Toomey-Manchin proposal on background checks would cover internet and gun show purchases, which allegedly accounts for about 40% of all sales, but would still exempt sales between family members. What are the objections to that?
Well, I think exempting sales between family members and two neighbors who want to trade shotguns is a good thing. I'm just not going to be voting for this. I think we should take this moment to try to solve the problem. That's why Senator Stabenow and I still hope we have a chance to offer our bill on mental health that would allow federally qualified centers to do that. Senator Ayotte, Senator Begich, others are involved in with me on mental health first aid, on how you make it more certain that people who've had a mental health problem that led to criminal behavior get help. We just had a number of veterans come in last week and support the mental health bill that Senator Stabenow and I are for. But we haven't heard from Senator Reed yet about whether those things are going to even be offered as amendments to this bill that would actually have had impact potentially on what happened at Sandy Hook and other places.
I'm well aware that you have co-sponsored several bills or amendments on the issue of mental health, which is a serious issue in almost all of these mass shootings. But the Toomey-Manchin bipartisan deal also has a provision on mental health. You heard Senator Manchin mention it in the soundbite as I introduced you. It would clarify that doctors can enter mental health records into national background check system without a violation of privacy laws. What do you think of that? Is that good enough for you?
Well, actually, what that says is that it would allow you to do that in spite of what the current privacy laws say. I think you'll find there's going to be some significant concern about that. I do think that we need to be sure that we're linking up law enforcement officials when they have a problem that involves mental health. You know, in the couple of the cases I just mentioned, those individuals had been banned from the local campus, from the local whatever, but nobody else was told. You know, the guy at the Tucson supermarket couldn't go to the community college campus, but that information wasn't shared. Frankly, I think it would be more appropriate to share that information than it would for mental health professionals to be told they should call in to some registry mental health information that they have.
Senator Roy Blunt, a pleasure to speak with you. Thanks for being with us.
Nice to talk to you, Greg.
All right.